Hi guys, I'm Sonika Gulati. I'm going to teach you what is C and when it started. First we'll learn what is the basic of C, history of C, and then slowly and steadily we'll go for further study. First, let us know the history of C. Before C, in nearly about 1960s, there were many other languages like COBOL, then Fortran, Pascal, and many other languages were there. But and hence in 1972, C was discovered. Okay, in before this, in 1960 only, ALGOL language was developed. That is full form is algorithmic language. It was developed by international committee. It was too general and too abstract. That means it was very hard and not able to clarify or make us satisfy whatever is we wanted the performance. And second thing, it was only for a specific use only these were used. Okay, then in 1963 CPL was developed. CPL was also call combined processing. Somebody call it as a call processing language and some call it as a combined processing language. It was developed in Cambridge University and it was also very hard to learn and very hard to process it how we want to satisfy the program. 1967 BCPL, that is Basic Combined Programming Language, was developed by Martin Richard, same Cambridge University. It was too specific and small specific problems were hard to solve in that. Okay, in 1970 B was developed by Ken Thompson at AT&T's Bell Laboratory of America. There it was also very specific for us and dealing with some specific problems. Then in 1972, C was developed by Mr. Dennis Ritchie at AT&T's Bell Laboratory, and he was the first person to remove all the limitations which were there from BCPL, B, ALGOL, and everything. The people who were using Pascal, they started to use C because they used to tell that Pascal is our girlfriend and we married with C. It was so interesting and very nice. But why they have found out so many programming? Before this, 1960 ALGOL, before this there were languages like COBOL, Fortran, many others. But the problem was COBOL means common business-oriented language. That was the application only used by the commercial application. It was a commercial application. Then Fortran was there, that is full form is formula translation, which was useful for engineering and scientific people. That is, it was a engineering and scientific application. So for specific purpose, this programming language was used. So the programmers thought instead of making many applications for various reasons, why shouldn't we make a one platform or one language that every application everyone can work out in, and hence the C was developed. So it was developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie, AT&T's Bell Laboratory. Okay, it was also now languages. Okay, next part is languages. There are mainly two main types of programming language. First is program-oriented language. Program-oriented language, or we call it as a high-level language also. The main purpose of this language is it works very fast and many various program developments are done in this. Okay, this language. The languages in this are Fortran, Basic, Pascal, all come under this language. Second is machine-oriented language, that is low level. What happens if these languages are assembling language. Assembling language means machine have designed to give better. Okay, better machine efficiency. That is for faster program execution. It is used for programming execution very fast to work. But C has taken some part of program-oriented language, that is high-level language, and some part of low-level language, that is machine-level language. So that's why we have put in the C into middle-level language, or we call it C stands in both the category, and it is called as middle-level language. I think so till now you have understood. Now let I explain you. For every language we require some matter or topics or whatever we have to. Like when we are starting learning English, first we have to learn all the alphabets. Alphabets means A, B, C, D. Then we'll start making words through this joining the alphabets. Then we start making alphabets by using many words. We make a sentence, and by making sentence, many sentences together, we make a paragraph. Slowly and steadily, we improve our language. Okay, this is not only about English language. You talk about any language, we'll do the same process. In the world all over, we will do the same process. Whether it is Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi, Germany, Japanese, or Germany means German, then many other languages. Okay, same way in while learning, when we are learning C language, there also some essential steps are there. First, we have to learn what are alphabets, digits, and symbols, which are allowed in this and which are not allowed. Okay. Then we will learn constants, variables, keyboard. This is second step which we require. Third is instruction. What till now whatever you are working, you might be working on Microsoft Office or any other operating system. Whatever is they already prepared, you are doing the same thing, like making the word bold. So you go and click on bold B. If you want to change the word italic, you go and click on italic, change the size. But language is different from all this. Languages we have to make. If somebody use this, it should give the output how the user wants. Okay, so we are instruction, we are making the computer knowledgeable what he has to do. He is a blind. We are instructing him what he has to do. Okay, so this group of instructions then further converted into program. This instruction program, and hence the program is made through a set of instruction. Hence program is called always a set of instruction. Okay, then let us start with a structured language C. C allows compartmentalization of code and data. Special tasks in a program can be divided and coded separately using functions. Many language in this C only, we'll talk about C only. In C, we have to we don't have to write English statements properly. We have to write a code and data. Okay, there are various type of data. Further, I will explain you that also while doing variables and constant. I will explain you that all things. Okay, but here just understand there is a group of function. The first one main function is there, which is very compulsory. It should be there, and then to whatever the instruction or set of instruction code block is given, that should be written into braces, curly braces. Okay, opening, and afterward completing the instruction, just close the braces. Now there are some limitations of this code also. First, it has no command for basic input. As I told you, there is no specific command for basic input. Means we are not writing anything in, especially in sentences. Whatever we are getting, we are writing it in code language. Second, file handling is very tedious in this work. Opening file, closing, editing, then editing means writing something or copying, cutting. This part of file is very hard in while handling in C. Okay, programmers, third one is programmer occasionally overuse compact forms of statement. In this C language, I told you that this has been written in code language, okay, code blocks. So these are not understandable by the person who is not knowing what is the ABCD of C. For knowing that coding, whatever the program is written, to know that perfectly, you should know at least the basic, what is data type, what the program is processing, how it is going to work. So you should know C. These are the limitations of the C. I think so these are very easy and these are not so hard that why we should be away from C. They are very good. Limitations are there, but it is very, very useful language. If we know the C, basic C language properly, there will be no difficulties in to learn C++, Python, Java, and many other languages. Okay. For making applets also, we don't make applets through C, but we know we can think logically same through the C language. Okay. Then further, in rules, there are some rules of C. That first, C is a case sensitive. Case sensitive means what? Capital letter and small letters are different for each other. Means they are not same. If you have written A, then further you have written small a, that is the difference. Because it has been written, it is working, C is working on binary codes. Now what is binary codes? It is bits, bytes and all. So that is ones and zeros language. That also we will go further and I will teach you what is binary code. Okay. Then second, all keywords are lowercase. There are some 32 keywords in this C which are in lowercase. You can't write in capital letters. Okay. Keywords cannot be used for any other purpose. That is, they cannot be used for variable name or function name. Variable, whenever we give variable name, function name, we should avoid to, not avoid, it's compulsory to not to use the keywords, 32 keywords. Then there is a first, as previously I told you that there is a C is made up of functions, but there is one function, first function that is very compulsory, that is main function. You have to write the main function and then whenever the program execute, it will execute in the main function only. Okay, and every statement should end with a semicolon. Without that, it will give error. Now let's start with C library. When you are processing, there is a preprocessor directive. First sentence we write hash include and the library name. There are various libraries and the extension of it. The like hash include means code made available. Stdio means I'm using here libraries stdio.h. Stdio means standard input output, means whatever the code word I'm using for inputting and outputting. If I have declared this library, then only I can accept something or display something by giving the statement. And last is .h. H is the extension. What is the extension? Extension tells you from where you have taken, which file it is. Like if you're working in Word, while saving it, you might do, sometime you might have seen docx is written. And if you are saving the file in Excel, there is xlx. PPT, PowerPoint, then you will get it .pptx. So these are the extension of the file. From that you come to know where you have worked. Same way, H is the extension of the library which has already been developed and kept in the C language. From where after giving this statement, then only the further coding we can use. Okay, so this is the extension of that file. There are many preprocessors. 4 I have explained here. Hash include stdio.h. For that, printf and scanf are the code language with statement instructions which we have to use to take the value and to display. Okay, for both I have to give this, then only I can use this function. Same way conio is there. Conio, for if I have given conio.h, then only I can use getch, that is get a character or clear the screen. Next, for maths function like square root, power, etc., we have to use square math.h library. For string, that is many words together we make a string. So string length, to know the string length, to copy the string, to concat the string. For that I have to use hash include string.h. Then only I can do many things from this program. Okay. So next is, this was preprocessor directive. First statement should be this, and it differs for what purpose you are doing program. Many times we use only this. If I am using simple small programs, many times I will use this and this. If I don't require input output, if I require everything, then I have to give this. If I have to give this with string, then with this. Okay, so it differs as per the program, whatever you want data and how to operate it. Next one is constant. Constant means what? A set, as I have told you, till now we have learned alphabets, digits and symbols. Now we are going for the second department of the language, that is constant. Then we will learn about variable and then we will learn about keyboard. Now constant means what? A set of values together with a set of permitted operations. Constant is also called as a data type. Most probably we call it data type. Data constant, many people don't understand what is constant. Constant means data type. Now what is data? Data type. When your data means what? The matter you have, raw material, raw thing you have is called as data, which do not have any meaning. Okay. Now for example, I will give you the recipe. We will take the ingredients of any recipe. Aloo parathas. Okay. I have prepared potato vegetable. I have used potato, whatever the masala, I have kept everything on the table to prepare a potato vegetable. These all are called as data. When I will prepare process on it, means I will make the vegetable and I will get the vegetable ready. That is my information. That is clear. What is data and information? Difference between data and information. Data means raw, which is do not have any meaning, and information means which is data which is converted into meaningful is called as information. A person information for a person can be a data for other person. For example, this potato vegetable is been prepared to eat, but my sister or my mother comes and she tells, I don't want to eat vegetable of this, I want to prepare parathas of this. The same vegetable which was information for me, which was prepared for her, that is a data. Then she will process, she will flour the dough, she will make dough of the wheat flour, then she will prepare that, put vegetable in that and make the parathas. Okay, so now paratha is the information for her. So understood? There varies. Same example I will give you of class. If for a single class, a teacher of any one division, for her the marks of the students are the data. When she operates, she calculates what is the class result, how many students passed, how many students failed, what is the percentage of result. After processing on it, she gets the result that in our class 62 out of 62, 30 are passed, 30 are failed, many failed, 4 5 are failed in all subjects, or whatever it is. She gets the full information. But when for the principal, she takes this record from all the teachers of all the divisions. If, for example, class A has given this, class B will also give, class C will also give, class D also. This was the information for the teacher. But for principal, this is data to find out what is the result of the class 8, that is for all the division. Got it? After processing, she will get the result that class A got this much percentage of result. Got it? So data can be data have to be converted into information, and for a single person, whatever is the information can be data for another person to process it again to information. I think so I have explained you properly this. Let's go further. Data types are of two types: basic data type and secondary data type. Basic data type is also called as primary data type. In this, integer, float, character. Secondary data type is array, pointer, structure, union, enum. This is the last topic. These are the last topic. This will be the last topic. Secondary data type slowly. Okay. First we'll talk about data type, primary data type, basic data type, that is integer, float, character. Now I have given here table integer. Integer means what? Numbers. Negative, 0 and positive are called as numbers. But it should not include any decimal point. For that we have to declare it in the starting of the program what data we are going to take from the user should be of which data type. If it is number, then we will give it int, and further we will use it %d, %f. Where we will use it, how we will use, I will tell you afterwards. Then data type is float. If the number is with decimal point, then we have to use for declaring float, and then for further you have to use this %f. Same way for character. Character is a single alphabet. Listen properly. For single character, that is single alphabet, we are using the word character. For that we have to write CHR char. For further we will use it %c. Then string. String is the group of characters. Means more than one character is called as string. For this we will use CHR only, but with that we have to provide the space how many words we are going to take. For example, name, we have to give character name 15. Means up to 15 alphabet it can accept a name. Okay. For further we will use it %s. And there are many more. Slowly and steady we will learn that also. So for integer, as I told you, it is whole number, that is whole number as well as negative number also. It can have fractional values or decimal number values. We use for coding we use int, and further we declare %d. Float, whole number as well as floating number, that is decimal value. In coding we use float word and further %f. Same way for character data type we use char, and further we use %c. String data type we use to store more than one alphabet by using char with space. Example, char nm12. Here nm is the name of the variable where we are going to store. What is nm? Next point is that only we will discuss on that. And further we use %x. There are many other data types, so slowly and steadily we will do that. The next part of this department is keywords. From starting I am telling there are 32 keywords. 32 keywords. Now which are they? So these are the 32 keywords I have listed over here. Auto, double, instruct, these are the words. Okay, these are the 32 words which have specific task in C. Hence we don't have to use it by giving a data type name. As we have given nm in the previous, here I explained you to how to give this nm variable name. You can't give it here. Or when we will define function, you can't use this keyword as a function name. Okay. The last one is variable. In variable means what? Which many where in the hard disk when you are storing something, where you are storing, you are specifying that area, you are giving that area a name. That name is called as variable name. Okay. For variable name, you have to define which data type you are taking, whether it is integer, float, character. Then you have to, first you have to define the type of data. Then you have to give the variable name, that is the name where it should be stored in the hard disk. In that only the value which you will store will be stored in that area. Okay, and its name will be the whatever you have given. In name you can't use keywords. Okay, I think this is the best thing I have explained you. The name given in the memory that are used to hold value which can be modified by the program. We can change it, we can move it, means we can verify it. Okay, it is also called as identifier. First you have to define variable going to contain that whether it is integer, real or character. There are three variables also, primary, secondary. There are two variables, primary and secondary. Primary variables are, sorry by mistake I have written here three. There are two variables, primary and secondary. Secondary again contain array pointer which is the last topic of this C language. Then rules of variable. All variables are to be declared both before they are used in the program. Whenever you are going to use this variable, first only you have to define. After preprocessor and opening the main function, you have to declare which data type you are using, which variable you are using, you have to declare. You can't use it in the program before declaring it. You use anywhere in the program, but you have to declare in the at the top. Okay, one or more can be made by separating. In one we can name many like int n1 n2, but we have to separate it by comma. First character must be a letter or underscore. Uppercase and lowercase are different. If we are using a variable name uppercase while declaring, then we have to use the uppercase in when we are using it. If we are declaring it in lowercase, we have to use it in the lowercase. Okay. Variable name cannot be same as keywords, whatever I have told you. Now, let's start with the first program. Here, as I have explained you, preprocessor hash include stdio.h I have used. When I will use this hash include stdio.h and void main, why I have written here void? See, we are using C++, Turbo C++. So I am using Turbo C++ software. If you are using Turbo C++ software, then you have to remember that in C++ there is a rule that every function should return a value. In C it is not there. If you are using C software, then you don't have to write the word void. But as I am going to use Turbo C++ software, I am writing here void. Void means the function is not returning any value to it. Okay, that's why I'm writing here void. I will explain you in deep while doing the other programs. Void main function started, so braces open and this, then curly braces. If I have written hash include conio.h, if I'm using this preprocessor, then clear screen will be used. Clear screen, what is this? If I want the output, whatever once only I'm giving, then I have to give her clear screen. Print f. Printf means it will print the statement on the screen, that is welcome to the world of C. It will be displayed on this. If I am using stdio.h, then only I can use this printf. In the open the brace, double quote. In this I can write alphabet, numbers, capital alphabet, small alphabets, anything will be do, no problem, no issues with that. Then close the double quote, bracket, semicolon. After just I want to display this statement, then get means get a character. If I will not write this and I will compile and run the program, the output will be shown, but I will not able to see the answer or output. Why? Because its process is so fast, within a fraction of second it will return to the main program, main program. Okay, so you have to write a get ch. Get ch will means get a character, so that you can press any keyboard and return to the program. That is, the output will be welcome to the world of C. Here I have defined what is program. As usually I have told, a set of instructions are called as program. Operating system, interface, hardware and the user handles the execution of user program. Okay, further I am starting with flowchart. I'm starting with a flowchart. Flowchart, what is flowchart? For any programming language, flowchart is very essential. Flowchart means a pictorial graphical work which we are going to do. For learning, by just coding, we don't understand, or many times we don't understand what to code, how to code, what is the output, how to get it. Okay, to get that coding properly, if we have done the graphical work of that, how the data is going to flow, what we are going to get, how to end, when to end, then it is very easy. So I suggest you, many of them don't do, but as many of them try and do, for any language, that may be C, C++, Java, Python, for anything, while before solving the program, just draw a flow chart. It will be very easy for you to understand and solve the program easily. So let's see what are the signs for it. There is a this sign is there for start or end of the program. This is the rectangle with the circle ending. Then second is for processing. When you have to process, you have to give this sign. Input output instruction, we have to give this. For decision making, we have to give this sign. Connectors are this, flow line. For example, I have explained here this. I have a small program, like laga. I want a small program to do, that is starter program, to accept two numbers and do the addition. For that purpose, if I have to do the program, how I will draw the flowchart. Start, accept number 1 and num2 I have given. Then it will process. For process I have used rectangular. Result is equal to num1 num2 plus num2. Then I want to get the display result, and last process is stop. This is the coding of the flow chart. Okay, now after this coding, the program, what is program and how it is written. In C, we'll just see this. Hash include stdio.h, void int num1 num2 and result. I have declared here the data type int, variables num1 num2 result. These are the two. See, I have separated with commas and end the sentence with semicolon. Next, to get the sentence, enter a number. I have used printf, enter. It can be you can use capital letter also over there. Then scanf, %d. %d is for int, that is the data type whatever you have given is an integer. Then comma and num1. Printf, enter 2, second number I have taken. Further I will teach you, we can take at one sentence also, we can take the two numbers. Okay, as this is first, I have written this program in very simple way. Scanf, again it will take store. Scanf is used to store the whatever you have given the number. Okay, number or alphabet, whatever you have given. %d will show that it is an integer number, and it will this and is the address. Address means where you have to go and keep this. You have to store it where the area has been named already as num2. Okay, be clear with this sign and. This is used while writing scanf. We are directing the computer, whatever the user is giving the number over here, store it. It should be integer as it is %d. Store it in the variable name in the hard disk whereas given as num2. Okay. Then result. Result here we are processing. Result is equal to num1 plus num2. Here it will add and result will be whatever the answer will be stored in result. If I want to see that result, press the result of this. The result of %d means I want that whatever the number I will give here, and then second number, the first number, second number, and this % stands for RES result. So N1, then we have to declare what is the %d. First %d for num1, second % for num2, and third % is for result. You have to declare it. Then you have to write get. For get you have to write here hash include conio, as I have explained you further only. Back include conio dot h. Okay, then further here clear the screen because I don't want the other thing on the screen. I want very clean when running this program. I want it to be clear and only the output of this program. Okay, then you have to compile it. Now what is compile? Compile means already it will see whatever the coding is given, syntax is been properly or not. Then it will show you the errors in the program. After compilation you can run the program. Till you have not completed or checked out all the errors, you can't run the program. After errors are solved, you have to run this program by Alt R and you will get the output of that. Okay, just see and try this program, accept the give two numbers, then see the result and tell me how was it, you understood. If it's good, then I will go further for the next lecture. Okay, please comment me, subscribe.